In this video, I'm going to give you everything you need, right, on how to correctly be cold and getting a guy to come back to you. I'm going to show you why this is the best strategy. The problem is, it's one of the harder ones to do. That's why I'm going to go into detail on this. But if you can follow through with what I'm about to show you, you're going to get men coming back, okay? And these are all going to be the reasons why. So jumping right into it, one of the best strategies, I'm walking back and forth on this one, ladies. One of the best strategies to do when you and a guy are not working out, if you want to get a guy to regret losing you, if a guy is pulling away and pulling some bullshit, or power dynamics are not in your favor, meaning like you're chasing him and he's not investing in you, whatever it is to be cold. Now, I know my drawing might kind of deter you all and push you away, but trust me, being cold is a very, very strong concept. And here's why. So we're going to start off with evidence and we're going to work our way around because I think they all level on top of each other. So when I talk about being cold, what does that look like? Why is that important? That means following through with your actions of no contact, okay, being very minimal, not looking at his posts, not liking his stuff, not giving him chances anymore, especially that last one. Now, why is this? Because it's all evidence-based. And what I mean by this is when a man is making his decisions, you all have to understand we're playing the game too. When we make our decisions, it's based off all the information we have got up to this point. Meaning the day we saw you, or the day we met, matched, whatever, till the day I'm pulling this bullshit and pulling away or not talking to you, right? Everything in between is evidence I have to use to make a good decision. And if you have not been cold up to this point, if the evidence shows that you like him a lot more than he likes you, if the evidence shows that you have been chasing, you have let him come and go before, that you like him more, right? That you want a relationship and he doesn't. If all these things are creating a narrative where, you know, he's the one in power, you have to change that. He will, listen, I was just talking to a client today. And I told her this, because this kind of stuff is happening to her. And I told her this stuff doesn't, because she has a meeting with the guy, or their coworkers kind of not, but they go to this mutual meeting, and she's going to see him in a couple of days. And I told her how to act. I didn't say be cold to parent, you know, like I'm telling you guys here, but you know, for the most part, yes. But I told her it's not just, it's going to be more than this one meeting. Now, why? Because the guy's playing the game too. You got to understand, when she goes to this meeting, she does what I tell her to say. This is just a little bit of evidence. This is just a little bit compared to everything he's seen. So he has to see it consistently. This is why I tell women the most important thing on convincing a man that you're done is to actually be done, is to follow through with it, to be the best actress, because he's going to call your bluff. If everything up to this point has shown that I'm the one in power, you like me, and then you start pulling this BS, that doesn't make sense. You know, like, you know, people's feelings just don't flip overnight like that. People just don't want to let go of something that they invested so much into and that they worked so hard for, meaning you worked hard for the relationship, you wanted it to last, you tried all this type of stuff, right? So he's going to call your bluff. It's not going to be that easy. But if you are consistently holding your ground, if you're consistently upholding your standards, right, and showing him, nah, bro, like, I'm actually done, you know, and you're showing it by being cold, that's the first step. Now, why is that the first step? Because of the second, conditioning and consequences. Ladies, there has to be repercussions to a man's actions. He's not allowed to pull away and come back. He's not allowed to pull away and your attraction for him is still 100%, or his chances with you are still 100%. That doesn't work. No. If that happens, that's why you get hurt. Mother Nature is very, when I say Mother Nature, I talk about evolutionary psychology. I just like to use her because she's a fine piece of ass. But if you talk about Mother Nature and stuff, there's no animal in the animal kingdom who was going to let someone, a homie, come and go like that and ignore all other options because no. The men have to prove themselves. They have to prove themselves. That's courtship. If he's pulling this bullshit, right? If the evidence was showing that I'm so into, or that you're so into me that you got, that I have you, right? What obviously happens in this situation is I take you for granted, right? Like I'm investing less, I'm doing less, you're probably doing like all that, okay? Now, in terms of Mother Nature, there's a consequence to these actions for you because that's not supposed to happen. You're supposed to be the one courted. That's not supposed to happen. Well, guess what happens? You get taken for granted. If you're showing a dude that you're so into him that to the point where he doesn't even have to work for it, you're going to be taken for granted. He's going to take advantage of you, right? So the rules apply for both of you. You have to condition. This is Mother Nature conditioning you. This is why you're getting hurt. But you have to condition him. You have to show, no, bro, you can't do this, right? So therefore, I'm going to show the evidence that you can't do it. I'm going to hold my ground, high value woman. Then I'm going to condition you by holding that ground. There has to be a consequence to your actions, a cause and effect. You just can't come and go. Someone always pays a price, ladies. That's what I always say. Someone always pays a price. It's usually if he's investing or if he's not investing in you and you've been talking for a while and you're not boyfriend, girlfriend, you're the one paying the price, right? Which goes down to the next thing is value. If you do these two things long enough, okay, you do those two things long enough, you're going to start regaining value. Now, the unfortunate thing with this is a lot of women, it's two things. Number one, it's hard to do. Okay, it is hard to do. It's hard. This is why I say it's difficult because you have to believe what I'm telling you. You have to jump off the building and build the plane on the way down type of thing. This is harder than it seems, right? Because I was talking to my client today and I'm like, hun, it's not just like you just don't, she says, be less emotional. I'm like, no, it's not that. That's who you are as a human. That's what makes us human. You just can't turn that shit off. It's sometimes you're going to hate it. Sometimes you're going to like him so much, but you have to uphold your boundaries that you're going to be like, fuck, man, it's going to sting. It's going to hurt. I'm coming up close, baby. It's going to suck. It's going to suck, right? But it's what you have, again, goes back to this, conditioning. It's what you have to do as a woman. A woman should be valuing her time and who she's intimate with. You just don't give that to people who you like. That's, again, I'm going to start jumping around. That's not how it works. Mother Nature doesn't give a shit about that. Mother Nature doesn't give a fuck about who you like. Right? It's conditioning. Because if you like someone or you lower your standards, right now you're at risk for someone to take advantage of you and gain up, right? They gain the advantage. Can you see that? Yeah. So that's what happens. You can't let your guard down unless a man is proving himself, right? Unless he is proving himself. He is courting you and not taking you for granted. That's how a woman upholds her value. But in this situation, if you're talking to a guy and he's pulling some bullshit, he knows he can pull some bullshit, there's no consequence to his actions. Oh yeah, your value's down. So we have to get it back up, which means we have to go right back here, prove to him that, nah, bro, that's not how it works anymore. And again, you need to be doing this for you. Don't do it to get a reaction out of him. Don't do it to get an outcome, which by the way was the second thing on why this is so hard. People are very outcome dependent. You just have to do it for you. You have to, this is the way Mother Nature designed it, okay? But if you do that, you condition, you change the conditions. Whether he goes with it or not, you have to uphold it. This is how you get value. Now, when you get value, that's when power dynamics come in. He's going to realize, hey, some guys, they'll just walk away and be done with you because they're actually done. Some guys realize they can't get away with it. Some guys regret it and they miss, with the point of this video, they'll regret it and miss you, come back, this, that. Do what I call the renegotiation. If you want to know more about that, I have guides down below that talk about this type of stuff. I actually have a whole guide on no contact down below if you're interested. It's part of the bundle. But then power dynamics come into play. And this is where negotiation, and I even have a guide on power dynamics. If you want to know more about this, again, all in the guides. But I have a guide on power dynamics and like renegotiation. This is where a guy's going to come back and he's going to try to get this again. He's going to try all this, right? Like a guy, like I told women, the evidence has to be consistent. He's not just going to come by or come back and roll over. That's not going to happen. He's not going to come back and roll over. He's going to come back and negotiate with you. He's not going to go from 1 to 100 and be like, I don't want anything to do with you. Oh yeah, let's be in a relationship. No, that's not what happens. He's going to be right here in the middle and say, well, let's see what happens, or let's take it slow, take slow. Like, he's going to say this bullshit. And if you fall for it, bam, right back here again, ladies. Now you have to do this whole bullshit again, okay? So just listen to what I'm telling you. It's power dynamics. When he comes back around, you have to uphold your standards because that's part of the evidence. Again, going back to this. If he comes back around, he negotiates, you need to be like, hey, I understand, trust me, I understand. I like what we have. This is a great thing. I just feel like we're not on the same page. Oh, well, no, we are. I'm just having a hard time right now, and finances, and my fucking dog Skip swallowed a fucking, I don't know, condom and whatever, choke on to bring him to the hospital and take it out. Like, so whatever, animal fucking vet, like whatever. Don't know why he's swallowing condoms, but like, it's just some bullshit. He's going to make some bullshit. It's like, hey, great. You fix that, then you come back to me and we'll talk, right? Like, you have to uphold your standards because he's going to try to negotiate the position he was in. You have to remember, ladies, like I said earlier, guys are playing the game too. He's in a very good position right here. He's in a very good position where the evidence shows, according to his calculations, the evidence shows that you're really into him. And he's getting a discount for it. You're justifying his actions. He can ask you just to come over instead of investing in you. He doesn't even have to invest in you, and he still gets the same benefits. So why would he jump all the way to here if he can negotiate getting it back here? Because right now you guys are here, right? That's where you both are. No one's getting anything. He's going to try to get it back here, and you're going to think that's a good idea. No, ladies, you got to go for it all. He has to say, hey, you know what? You're right. I've been thinking about it. I've been a fucking fool. I apologize. Let's do this, okay? Then the new evidence is relationship, and there's conditions with relationship. Obviously, consistency, loyalty, exclusivity, sacrifices, communication, clarity, all that type of stuff. And again, this is going to raise you see the cycle, okay? So with that being said, ladies, if you want to work with yours truly, or if you want to get those guides, links are down below. I love you all. Take care. And peace.